In the annals of human ambition, few stories are as compelling as that of Rome at the height of its power. Picture this: a city, once more village than metropolis, now commands the known world in the aftermath of its most defining victory. The Battle of Carthage, fought in 146 BC, was not just a culmination of the Punic Wars. It was a symbolic moment, a single stroke that wiped Carthage off the map and declared Rome the unquestioned ruler of the Mediterranean. But hidden within this monumental triumph was the irony of Rome's own unraveling, a paradox where victory sowed the seeds of eventual ruin. To truly grasp how Rome's greatest achievement paradoxically urged its decline, we must first traverse the sunlit engagements of Roman legions, disciplined and fierce as they reduced Carthage to smoldering ashes. Imagine the scent of salt and smoke mingling on the African shore, while Rome's warriors gathered to contemplate the vastness of their conquest. What was left was more than land. It was a legacy of fear and power, branded into the earth by iron and will. For a civilization that prided itself on endurance, Rome began a slow, unintentional betrayal of its very foundations. Amidst this seismic victory stood figures like Scipio Aemilianus, the Roman general who led his men to an unequivocal win. The dust hadn't yet settled before Rome began to change under the weight of its new dominance. Expansion brought wealth and luxury, but also dependency and arrogance. In the Senate, a newfound hubris whispered insidiously, persuading leaders they were invincible. What was the empire to do now, with no rival daring to duel its greatness? The canvas of Roman history unfurls as empire touched its zenith. Yet the ascent cast shadows as senators and citizens alike basked in complacency, their focus skewed by glittering spoils. Each decision steeped in short-sightedness became a thread in a tapestry of an impending downfall. Cities became distant overseers of their own provinces, lands harvested for tribute rather than kinship. With each victory, the intricate dance of Roman society faltered. But history teaches through consequences. The very triumphs that painted Rome as eternal masked internal rot. Political corruption, economic disparity, and a neglect of civic duties from both patrician and plebeian alike. The lessons from Carthage fell into the cracks widened by victory. Rome, once built on a staunch republican spirit that celebrated grit and sacrifice, now faced decay from within, blinded by the luster of its own glory. The aftermath of Carthage gifted Rome with centuries of dominance. But those years were a doubling-edged sword. As regions strayed and citizenry suffered beneath the facade of power, Rome's forgotten vulnerabilities re-emerged, this time fostered not by an external enemy, but by its own hand. By 476 AD, the last Roman emperor in the West resigned, closing a chapter on an empire that had forgotten the crucial balance between might and humility. Today, the ruins of Rome whisper tales to the attentive. They remind us of how power and success can obscure the very truths they stem from. In Rome's ultimate triumph lay a cautionary tale, both ancient and timeless, of how forgetting one's own origins can lead to a fall as magnificent as the rise. As we walk among the remnants of that great empire, let us ponder the legacies we inherit and, mindful of history's echoes, seek to remember rather than forget.